a very, very basic budget, low cost home gym, home workout equipment. Obviously, over the last year or so, home workouts, working and converting parts of your home into a gym has become quite popular for obvious reasons. And those who haven't gone down that road, quite often it's because they don't know what to buy or what equipment to have, and they're right about the cost of it. So the purpose of this video, I'll probably do two, but the purpose of this video is just to give you some really, really low cost options. Some are really, really cheap to acquire commercially, stuff that you've already got around your home, or stuff you can buy and convert and turn into home workout equipment. So in no particular order, but obviously you want a home gym section or equipment that will cover all the elements of flexibility, mobility, cardio, and resistance training. So obviously a lot of resistance training you can get just doing bodyweight exercises, but we can also enhance that by resistance equipment. So ideally, first at the top of the list, if you had a little bit of money to spare, but again, still very, very cheap to acquire, dumbbells. And I would suggest for most people, a range of dumbbells, sort of 3 to 5K or a little bit heavier. Obviously, the heavier the dumbbell, the more expensive it's going to be, clearly. And don't splash out too much. Buy one or two, or perhaps even three, with broad enough range where you can get enough resistance for a variety of exercises. Okay, where we work your biceps with a sort of traditional bicep curl, shoulder press, okay, or tricep extensions, okay, to work at the back of the arms. Okay, so good range of dumbbells are really, really key. Having said that, I will go through some options where you can convert stuff in your house, or we've got in the kitchen at home, you can use resistance as well. If I was going to splash out one bit of equipment that was medium to high cost, depending on what brand you go for, would be a kettlebell. Now, kettlebells have become really popular. They've been around for back in the Stone Age, effectively, for very many years, in various forms. But they've probably become really popular the last sort of 10, 12 years or so. And while they're popular, they're incredibly versatile. Obviously, you've got all the classic kettlebell swing exercises, but you can also adapt. And again, if you wanted to work your biceps, you can work bicep curls quite easily with one kettlebell. Similarly, you could work a shoulder extensions, shoulder press as you work from there. So a range of options with a kettlebell. So if you had a bit of money to spend on one resistance bit of equipment, it will probably be kettlebells. Okay, and even with just one, you can exercise all your major muscle groups. Don't go too heavy because that will restrict you in the range of exercises you can use on. But certainly a good mid range. This is this is a 16K. So again, that's quite useful for someone my size to give you a range of resistance and cardio-based exercises as well. So double hats and dual hats. Obviously, if you're a larger gentleman, you could probably go a little bit heavier. If you're smaller in stature or perhaps a lady, very generalised, sorry, you could go a little bit lighter. We have a range in the house, but one would suffice for most people. So if you want to go down the budget scales, on the resistance side, what I would recommend would be resistance bands, and these come in all sorts of thicknesses and quality, to be fair. I use Blitz equipment a lot for my martial arts club, so I tend to stick with those, but other brands are available. Do not buy the resistance bands that you find for physiotherapy. They're very much, by design, much lighter in tension. That's because it's for rehabilitation. So for you, if you want to resistance train, some really solid, high quality, but still relatively cheap equipment. Okay, so I have three main ones I use, just two of them. Again, obviously they're color coded, the Blitz ones, and they will tell you roughly what they equates to. So these ones equates to 48 kilos. Okay, if you're using it for most exercises. Okay. What can you use them for? I used to do a lot of travel overseas whilst I was building up my martial arts club, working in the private security sector, so working in nice exotic places which are hot and dusty, and in North Africa. And these are really, really useful because they weigh virtually nothing and they fit into your bags and take up virtually no space. So if you want to continue training while you're on holiday, these are a great addition to your home gym. So again, you can use these for a range of exercises. I could use them. You could use them for bicep curls. Not a great option. I'll show you a better option in a second, but you could quite easily use these and adapt these for bicep curls or for shoulder exercises. So if you're doing a nice shoulder raise, that will work nicely. Even for working the chest. So I'll stand up against the wall, but you could quite easily be lying on the back of the floor and you can still work a shoulder press. And actually, I'll prefer these than doing the standard press up if I want to work my chest and my triceps a little bit harder because they provide more resistance. Okay, so really versatile bit of kit. I think these are out less than £10 from Blitz or other Amazon or something like that. So really great quality. Obviously, club members, you can get these from the club shop. Okay, little plug if you want to buy some of those. So staying on the resistance theme, going cheap, no cost option, improvised resistance. You've got the good old classic working bean cans, as you see in a lot of sort of men's health type magazines. Yes, you'll get a little bit of resistance, but obviously it's a candid about 4 grams. About a litre of water or fluid equates to 1 kilogram in weight. Okay, so that's not going to give you a great deal of resistance, depending on where level you're starting at. So I tend to use larger water bottles. This one is a litre bottle, so you can have your gin and tonic on Friday, and then back on Monday you're working. When it's empty, you can work hard with these. So I got a litre is about 1 kilogram. You could use standard weight. Standard shape bottles. I like these because they now double up. The shape's almost identical for Indian clubs, so you can work a variety of exercises. Okay, if you're into that sort of stuff. I'm doing a lot of research into old school military fitness regimes. Indian clubs figured heavily in previous centuries. Work around working cardio, upper body strength exercises. So I'll probably do a little clip for club members in a couple of weeks' time on that. So adding water into any empty vessel, litre is about 1 kilogram. Okay, so the bigger the vessel, the more weight you can have. Staying on low cost resistance, even more cheaper because everyone has towels in their house. Okay, so you could sort of end of the week when finishing your towel, you can use this for your resistance training. So again, a variety of options. You can use them for some shoulder extension and mobility exercises. Even use them for resistance on things like bicep curls. So again, you could do this lying down in the back. I'll stay standing for the purpose of the video, but effectively using your leg as resistance. So as I'm doing my standard curl, the more resistance I push down on my leg, the greater resistance I can put on my biceps. Okay. So that's a really exercise, and you can vary the resistance as you work through your sets. Okay, so nice bit of kit as you work through. Great for shoulder mobility and things like squats. If you want to overhand squat, this will keep your posture and alignment in your back more closely aligned to where it should be. So it's a really useful bit of kit. Everyone has these in their, well, I'm assuming everybody has these in their homes. Okay, so again, no cost addition to your home gym workout. Again, working up the scale, sandbags. I have Bulgarian bags and sandbags in my home gym. Quite expensive. Okay, so a low cost option. If you have kids and your kids are no longer at school, or they're throwing away their favourite Ninja Turtles or whatever day sack they use for school, you can poach that and turn it into an improvised sandbag and an improvised weighted vest. Okay, so really, really useful bit of kit. And again, most people, if you've certainly had kids in the past, you'll probably have a range of these in your house. So standard sort of day sack, fill it with some towels or old clothing. Then if you've got additional dumbbells, you can obviously put dumbbells inside of that, or get some sand from a DIY store, make up your own little sand packs. Again, measured about kilo pump bundles, and then you can varying assistance on your sandbag as you move forward, making it lighter or heavier depending on the exercise that you're doing. Range of exercises, again, you could use it for bicep curls again. Okay, really, really useful, whether you're using the top strap. Obviously, if that's not very robust, be careful what weight you put into it. Or you could use the back straps, okay, which should be stronger as you work through. You can also use it for things like tricep extensions. So if you get your handy towel again, find a loop, okay, and then it works a very nice tricep extension exerciser, okay, depending on how much weight you put into it. So really useful. Again, we're back to bicep curls, okay, so a slightly better option than for my mind with the resistance bands, okay, so work biceps, really, really easy. More traditional sandbag regimes, Russian twists, okay, if you're working from here, you sandbag work with Russian twist. So again, anything you can do with a sandbag, you could do an improvised one as you work through. And the beauty of a day pack is you can sling it on your back if you're so inclined, as a weighted vest. Okay, obviously the weight is on your back. Now, caveat. Weighted vests have become really popular over the years. I'm not a great fan of them. I spent 25 years, as you may know, in the Royal Marines, and my back is trashed from doing weighted runs and weighted jumps. Okay, so if you have any sort of compromised back issues or spine issues, I'll be very, very wary of those. For most people, weighted runs, I would argue against that, why we need to do that. But they're popular, they're exercises out there. We'll probably run through some videos on those where you can do exercises safely with them, because they do add an extra bit of resistance if you're doing purely body weight circuits, okay? But I'll be very aware about it if you have a compromised back. I think that's it about on resistance. Mobility side and flexibility. Good old Broom Handle from any DIY store. Again, use it. I use this mostly for warm-up ability for the spine. Okay, even good mornings to keep my posture aligned. Okay, side bends again to work a little bit of added resistance on your obliques. Okay, so cheap and cheerful, costs nothing, and take up no room in your house. Okay, most people will have an old mop or broom handle somewhere tucked away in the house. So the last one I want to talk about is cardio. Obviously, if you're on a budget home improvised gym, a treadmill or a rowing machine is probably going to be outside the remit of most people. We have one at home, but I much prefer running outside, British weather permitting. But a really low cost addition to the home gym, which you can get cardio based training. Club members, you'll recognise these, and we do a lot of skipping every now and again. But also you can get a cardio output with the added benefits of coordination, hand-eye coordination, footwork if you're into martial arts. So it's a great bit of kit. And depending on what you want to do, what you want to achieve, okay, you can have a range of exercises. I quite use these just for basic warm-ups, okay, and then you get a little bit fancy as you're working through there. So great bit of kit, great for coordination, great for CV, a little bit of upper body work as well. About 10. These are still skipping ropes, so I do a lot of skipping, but you can buy nylon-based ones, 3-4 quid, cheap and cheerful, does exactly the same job. So that's about it for this morning, guys. This is installment of Fitness Fridays, low cost, mid-range cost home gym equipment. That's about it. See you next Friday for another installment. Again, if you want any tips or other advice, feel free to message me, and I'll be more than happy to cover off any questions you may have. That's it today, guys. See ya. Bye.